And I'm not going to let parents come into
the bill.
schools and actually take books out and make their own decision.
You vetoed it.
So, yeah, I
vetoed
stopped the bill that I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach.
That moment didn't turn out very well for Terry McAuliffe and Democrats. Joining me now, great investigative reporter for the Daily Wire, Luke Rosiak, author also of the book Race to the Bottom. Okay, Luke, things kind of changed in Virginia ever since then. I remember I even had to live there for a year, and it was a blue place. I remember looking at the TV ads, the yard signs, and it was blue. Granted, I was in Northern Virginia, the blue part. Now we have this Republican governor and a big election coming up. What happened?
Yeah, well, tomorrow's the big day. Virginia is one of the only states that has elections in off years. Republicans controlled the state legislature in Richmond for decades until 2019, when the Democrats added the House and the Senate to their Democrat governor, and they had total control for 2 years. They did some crazy things, like you just saw with, parents. Basically, schools became the big issue, and the Democrats doubled down on basically the teachers' union message. They closed schools. And it was 2 years ago that Governor Glenn Youngkin won his surprise victory. So now, on Tuesday, we'll see elections to determine whether Republicans can control the Senate. They need to take back the Senate for Youngkin to basically do the things he wants to do. The Democrats are counting on basically just distracting people with abortion and national stuff, with like invoking Donald Trump and things like that. But the Democrats have really swung left since last time. So if people think it's going to be like it was in 2019, it's actually going to be a lot more radical Democrats. A lot of the more moderate ones lost their primaries. There's a lot of discontent even among traditional Democrats here, where this incoming batch of Democrats is kind of poised to be more radical than anything we've ever seen.
Now, hold on. I want to nail down on that for a second. You say the moderate ones are losing and the radical ones are winning, so Virginia's going the other way?
In the Democrat primary, yeah. So it's kind of a low turnout primary election, especially because it's an odd number year. You're not voting for the president. You're not voting for Congress. And so the people that wind up turning out in the Democrat primary are the most hardcore partisans. And so you have things like kind of a traditional sort of Bill Clinton Democrat who has been in office for a long time, was defeated by this far left school board member who now wants to be promoted to the state house. And she used her school board position to retaliate against her election opponent, who's a conservative teacher, and basically had to try to have her disciplined. So it really seems like something pretty corrupt going on. And then the school board races, we were talking about the House of Delegates, the Senate, and then school board races are the big ones, and then prosecutors as well. And so you have a guy down in Chesapeake who's basically a Satanist. He tried to have a after-school Satan club in schools, and he kept pushing that even after a Satanist murdered 7 people just 5 minutes away from his school. He's talking about how he wants all the kids to join the Satan club because if they have the capacity for logic and critical thinking, they wouldn't be Christians. He's running with the full backing of the Democrat Party. And then down at the school board level, you have a DOJ lawyer, a current DOJ lawyer, who's running an overtly Democrat partisan campaign for the Loudon County School Board. And she's running on a platform that parents' rights advocates are, quote, extremists. And that's likely a violation of the Hatch Act, which is supposed to prevent federal employees from overtly being political. Certainly DOJ employees, you really don't want to be political because of the things like you've seen Attorney General Merrick Garland kind of invoked or mobilized the FBI to go after parents. They even cited the father of the rape victim, the transgender rape cover-up in Loudon County. So Loudon County was kind of ground zero for the DOJ intimidating parents. And now we have a DOJ lawyer running for office as a Democrat in Loudon County. There's kind of a lot at stake in Virginia. And I think, for whatever we saw during that brief period of Democrat control from 2019 to 2021, if they get control again, they're kind of going to go full throttle because people that were on the fringes of the party back then are now going to be the ones in charge.